This video, I just want to share a little bit about kind of the bigger picture of entitlement, because it is a really, really big challenge for us as a collective if we are going to get through this time of massive catalytic growth that is happening for us as a species, not just as individuals. Years ago, I worked with an intuitive coach, amazing intuitive coach, for a couple of years, and probably halfway through our work together, we uncovered an aspect of my persona that we lovingly dubbed the little boy prince. And this was the part of me that felt like I deserved everything, that I deserved to be taken care of, that I deserved to be given all the stuff that I wanted, that I shouldn't even have to ask for it. That's how deep the thread of entitlement ran in me. Have you ever been in a relationship where you feel like you shouldn't have to ask for what you want? The other person should just know what you want and give it to you automatically? Come on, raise your hand. So that part, that little boy prince, showed up in our work together, and it was really, really amazing to see all the ways that it showed up, all the places that it showed up. It showed up in my work, in the ways that I expected people to show up, clients to show up, students to show up for my classes, money to show up, the way I expected love to show up, validation, all of these things that I really wanted, and felt like the entitlement piece is the feeling that you shouldn't really have to work for it. You shouldn't really have to do anything for it. And that's we'll talk a little more about the law of attraction and how this energy of entitlement is kind of I call it a dark harmonic within the law of attraction. But within humanity, this entitlement is what enables us to essentially destroy the earth, to go and dig up all the resources of the earth because we deserve it, because we're entitled to it. It's what gives us, as developed cultures and societies, the right to go in and destroy less advanced cultures and take their land from them so that we can get the resources. The movie Avatar is the first one is an obvious example of the dark side of entitlement and the way entitlement shows up, but that story has played out over and over and over again throughout our history. And it plays out over and over and over again in our individual lives. It certainly has in mine. And I'm grateful for the experiences I had leaving the Oaklight, even though they were painful, and even though they created turbulence and bumps and friction in people I love. I'm grateful for the experience because it showed that there is still a deeper layer of this dark harmonic, this entitlement energy habit pattern in my space. And again, as someone who claims to be here in service of the awakening of humanity, the opening of new ways of being, I want to know when there's something still in here that is getting in the way of my ability to be here as an example of what's possible and to really be leading through examples. So the ways that I showed up when leaving the Oak Light were not examples of how I want to show up. They were not, some were, but there were a lot of moments, there were a lot of things I did that were coming from a place of entitlement. And so this series is going to share some of those experiences, some of those stories, both how other people showed up at that time with an energy of entitlement and how I showed up in some of the interactions with an energy of entitlement. And hopefully through this sharing, it will shed some light on the ways that this energy kind of hamstrings us. It's one of those very, very common energies, patterns that gets in the way of our becoming who we want to become, who we have the potential to become. So, welcome to the Entitlement playlist. Look forward to sharing some more stories with you over these next few weeks. Peace out.